Alright. Come on, load. Why is this so slow? 3 viewers. Hey. Let's share this. Everywhere we can. Alright, 10. We're at 10. Alright, comments. How did the Railroaders? They didn't play. No, there was no Railroader game today. They are back in action next week against the Virginia Stars. We'll have live coverage of that next Saturday at 6:30 p.m. from Chuck Foreman Field in Frederick, Maryland. 13 viewers. All right, let's start the show. So, welcome to a special edition of 4-State Uncut. I'm your host, Joey Blaze, here for another night back at the place where we do the show. Night, what is it? 3 in a row we've done? Busy week it's been. Where are you going to be tomorrow? I'm going to be at Hagerstown Fairgrounds. 9 a.m. I'll be there. Ready to see everybody first thing tomorrow morning. Fairgrounds is where I want to be. We'll get to Blick momentarily. Let's actually begin with a brief recap of, and I say brief because I wasn't there. I didn't get a chance to watch most of it. But let's talk a little bit about the Corona Classic in New York first. We're going to address it real quickly, beginning with some scores. Second gen over the Jesters, 19-14. I got to watch some of that. Second gen dominated for most of the game. The Jesters made it close at the very end. ABI 14, 845 gang 12. Much better matchup than that one, the other one that was going on from what I was told. Didn't get a chance to see much of it though. Rollers 42, Jesters nothing. And by the way, if anybody who is playing in the Corona Classic wants to call in and talk about the Corona Classic and what happened today, please put the request in line, inbox me, send me a call request on here. Just remember to have headphones. That's the biggest key. Other scores I'm looking at. Rollers over the Jesters, 42-0. Yikes. Yikes. I mean, I was wondering, we've all been wondering since Worlds, who exactly is the Rollers going to be and what they're going to be. And we saw what it was today, beginning with that victory over the Jesters, 42-0. That set the tone for what was to come in the next game against Second Gen, where they absolutely annihilated them 24-6. Rollers victorious by a margin of 66-6. Yeah, it's satanic how good they were today. Yikes. They had the devil with them. Plus 53 overall is the margin they were given. 2-0 on the day. They were fantastic. The Rollers were great. They had a great day overall. Number 1 seed going to tomorrow at 2-0. Going back to some other scores. Ducks 28, 845 gang nothing. Yeah, not even close. 845 gang follows up a close performance of ABI with just a beat down against the Ducks. Just couldn't even get anything going. ABI, on the other hand, victory over the Ducks in the next game, 21-14. So those two teams are ABI finishes 2-0 on the day. Ducks finish 1-1. ABI 4th place overall with a +9 margin. Other scores going around I see on here. This is the ones I see on Severino's post. Rollers, I mentioned, beat Second Gen 24-6. Dogs over Panish 26-8. Dogs on the day 2-0 +38. They were fantastic. overall today. Shout out to the Strong Island Bulldogs. They came out and looked fantastic. 2-0, plus 38. They finished second overall going to tomorrow. And finally, the last score I have is Punishers 34, Downstate Illuminati 13. That game was not even close. Punishers have shown up with a wrecking crew of a team, and they are ready to take this championship. But oddly enough, they only finished third for the day. They got a plus 35. We'll see how things go tomorrow. 12 teams overall. We're going to have at 8 a.m., looking at the schedule, you're going to see at 8, it's going to be Pandas versus Demons and Downstate Illuminati versus Just Play. At 9:15, it's going to be Ducks versus Jesters and Second Gen versus 845 Gang. If at 10:30, the Rollers will take on the winner of the 8 a.m., 8-9 game, while the Dogs will take on the winner of the 7-10, 8 a.m. game. Then 11:45, the 4 seed, ABI will take on the winner of the 5 versus 12, 9-15 game. And the 3 seed, the Punishers, will take on the winner of the 6-11 game between Second Gen and 845 Gang. Semis at 1 o'clock, and the championship at 2:15. So I'll be watching all day. I'm excited for it. I'll be live streaming too. Looking forward to what's going to be an awesome Sunday in that tournament. Wish I could be up there, really do. But, things just don't work out in the end. But so far, it's been a pretty good one up there in New Rochelle. Shout out to everybody playing up there. Stay safe and have a nice evening. If anybody has anything to say on that tournament or anything like that, or anybody's played it and wants to comment on it, feel free to chime in. Like I said, we're taking call-ins on anything tonight. Flag football related. It is an open forum here. Here on 4 State Uncut. Now, as we transition onward, we get away from the Corona Classic and talk about Blick. Let's go over a recap of some of the games. At 9 a.m. prime time, beat the ENA. It was prime time, I believe, victorious over EA Cobras. Or what does it say? Candles? Sorry, that was a team I covered down in the tournament. E&A Candles, okay. They beat them, looks like it says 20-0. It was Impact victorious over, let's see, it says Sayers 20-0 as well. At 10:40, it was Gangrene over Wolfpack 19-6. And then it was Kimi's All-Stars over Pennsylvania Bail Bonds. Looks like it says 19-0, but I cannot tell. That's just what it says. It's how it's written. Looking over at the winners bracket after that, it was Prime Time over ASAP World, 13-12. Impact over Inferno, 21-0. Gusto Land over Gangrene in a dogfight, 6-0. Kimi's All-Stars over, I believe that's Delaware Elite or something. I don't know what that's short for. That's just my guess. They beat them 13-0. If I have it wrong, please correct me in the comments. I don't mind being wrong. Losers bracket. Looking at that one. Wolfpack beat the Inferno. Don't see a score though. Sorry, I'm looking down at it. It's hard to read it. Pennsylvania Bail Bonds defeated ASAP World. They're advanced to the next round. They'll play 10:40 tomorrow. Look at the schedule in a moment, actually. DE Elite defeated ENA whatever that says. I have a hard time reading a lot of written mess. It just says candles to me. Like I said, if I'm wrong, please correct me. And then finally, in the last losers bracket game, just moving the camera real quick to read it, it was Sayers over Gangrene to advance to the next round. Here's the schedule of the games tomorrow. 9 o'clock prime time versus Impact. 9:50 Gusto Land versus Kimis All Stars. 10:40 it's going to be Wolfpack and Pennsylvania Bail Bonds. And 11:30 it's going to be D Elite versus Sayers. Um, and that is the schedule for Blick. That's what it's looking like. If anybody wants to call in or talk about Blick, please let me know. If anybody has anything to say on it, like I said, I wasn't in attendance for it, so I can't really judge or comment. Didn't get a chance to see many live streams either. If anybody has anything to say, oh, we got a request. Perfect. It's my joining us now, a former 4-star recruit who has become a 5-star player in the flag football world. We're talking about the former North Carolina guard turned current player for Akimi's All-Stars, Jared Cohen. If we can get him on. On internet? Yep. See, he requested on there. Should be adding. Here we go. Now we got him. Jared, welcome to the show. Do you hear me? Hello?
Hey.
Hi, you hear me?
Yep. Appreciate you having me on, man.
No problem, man. Appreciate you wanting to come on, man. I've been wanting to have you on for a while. Like I've said, what a rookie year you had. Your first year in flag football, beginning at Virginia Beach last year. Tell us, how did you even get on the field? How did your 9-man career come to be?
It was literally just so, I mean, I started flag, like I said, literally about a year ago, and I was playing in the Hanover Indoor League with one of my old coworkers at the time. And then one of the guys, Matt Parrish, Chewy, for some of the guys who know him, he saw me play there. He was traveling with AFN at the time. He asked me to come play 9-man down there, and ever since I've been involved in the entire thing. So, but no, it's been amazing. Like the past year, as far as like playing on all the different teams I had, meeting all the people. It's been awesome, man.
What has been the best part about your rookie year? What moments you stood out the most?
So probably the best standout moment was honestly the first tournament when we went down to Virginia Beach with AFM. We ended up winning the B bracket championship on that one. But yeah, if I had to pick one standout moment, that would probably be that one, because that was an amazing tournament. Like we just came together as a team, each game better and better, and yeah, it was a really, really good time.
Good, good. So, Blick, tell me, how did the All Stars come to be for this game, or this tournament, rather?
Man, I don't know if D Will's on here, but I'm going to shout him out real quick because he put together an extremely solid team. Like my biggest thing is that I played on teams that like pull guys from like a bunch of different teams, and sort of like more like an all-star roster, but there's always trouble with chemistry when with those kinds of teams, and we've seen that before. Um, like talent on paper is off the charts, but this team is, I'm really surprised, especially for being a group of guys that generally haven't played with together. We are playing together really, really, really well, man. Um, like again, we've only played together for the first 2 games, but right now offense is looking solid. We are moving the ball consistently. Um, Defenses, I think we let up 1 touchdown at the end between the 2 games. So we are looking very solid right now. And honestly, I'm so excited for tomorrow's game against Gusto Land because um, I played against them shortly before in the summer showdown when I was on that Rampage. So I feel like it's going to be a really good game and a really good measuring stick about how well our team's going to stand up to an established team like Gusto Land.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that matchup, especially when you consider, if I'm looking at these stats correctly, you guys have double shutouts today.
No. So our second game, it was
Is
13 to
okay, that's 6.
6.
Okay. I
Yeah,
couldn't read
yeah.
it. That's what I was trying to make sure of. Got it.
hmm
Okay, so 13-6 and 19 nothing is what it looks like.
Yep, correct.
Walk us through the bail bonds game. How'd it go?
Bail bonds, um, they looked a little out of sync. They definitely had the guys and the athletes to really um, compete. However, they were shooting themselves in the foot. They were dropping balls. They were miscommunicating, fumbling snaps. Um, they were like they had a solid group of guys. It was just a matter of get everybody getting on the same page and actually executing some of the plays. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do pretty well in the losers bracket down there because I think I already saw they won one down there. So they were a solid team, but like I said, they were shooting themselves in their foot. Our offense was running down the field, so um, yeah, we seemed a little bit more prepared for that game than they were. But it's a double M tournament, so it's a long tournament. So
Oh yeah.
hmm
It is a complete gauntlet from start to finish. After the bail bonds game, you took on. It says DE Elite. I don't know if it stands for something. I don't know what the abbreviation
I
is.
th I think it's Delaware. I can't confirm, but I'm
That's what I
99%
thought it
sure it's
was.
Delaware. Yeah. Um,
The Delaware Elite, 13-6, a much closer game. Bit of a dogfight there.
hmm
Um, both the teams you beat did advance to tomorrow. They will be playing Bail Bonds at 10:40, Delaware Elite at 11:30. We'll see how those games go. So 13-6, walk us through that one.
Yeah, so they actually we were up 2 scores. They ended up scoring on like the literally the last play in regulation. So,
Mm.
um, but
So not as
they
close, but
yeah,
still a bit of a closer game.
yeah, they played a stuff. They had a solid squad. They were much more of an 8-man squad because one thing I'm noticing is that a lot of teams are playing this more like a like 9-man style, and some teams are playing it more like 8-man style, like utilizing lineman leaks, like having the quarterback like 10, 12 yards back. They were running more of like an 8-man style, having the quarterback really deep, leaking the center, leaking linemen, all that stuff. Um, but yeah, no, they had a solid team again. They are definitely not to be slept on by any means, but we were just able to put together a couple scores, drive down the field, and we were able to secure the dub because um, you know we were just able to put it together a little bit better than they were. But yeah, no, they like I said, definitely don't sleep on them. They do got a solid team together.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Gusto Land, 9:50 a.m. What T-shirt is that? I'm just wondering.
It's the Fun Talk T-shirt.
I thought so. I was I was going to ask because Ant in the comments was saying like, is that a TBT shirt he's got on?
It
And I
is,
was wondering.
yes.
I was like, is that really a TBT shirt? Hell yeah! I love it. I love it.
Yeah, man. Um,
Um, but moving on to the Gusto Land game, 9:50 tomorrow. Gusto's offense looked a little sluggish, 6-0 against Gangrene. The question is, with the way your defense is playing, if they can't get it going, I could see this one possibly getting a little bit out of hand early on. It had to get something going. Gusto Land does. They've been struggling on offense for a good bit in the last couple of months of playing. I've noticed in a couple games that I've covered, particularly in 8-man. In fact, they were tied at 0 going into overtime when they were eliminated by the Bullies in day 2 of East Coast Nationals. Seems to be a bit of a struggle for them offensively. So the
mhm.
question is, can they turn it around tomorrow? What are your thoughts going into this matchup?
Um, I think the biggest thing that we need to do is just um, execute and pull flags when they are on offense because even though they've struggled from time to time moving the ball and putting points up on the board, um, they have playmakers that can break a play at any given time. So we gotta be technically sound. We gotta pull flags. We gotta have good coverage, and then on top of that, I mean, like I said, their secondary, and their defense is extremely sound and extremely solid. So that's why I feel like they're able to make up for their sometimes struggling offense. Is that their defense is very difficult to score on, but um, going into it, we got to just play our game, play sound. We got to play with energy. I mean, it's going to be an earlier game, but um, yeah, man, we're just going to need to try and move the ball the best we can. Try not to let up big plays, and just play football and have fun with it, man. Like I said, I am very pumped for it. I know so many different guys that play on Gusto Land. They're all great guys. Um, but yeah, man.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be an awesome game tomorrow morning, 9:50 a.m. when Gusto Land takes on, and pronounce this correctly, Kimi's All Stars.
Yeah, man.
Kimi's All Stars, Gusto Land and Kimi's, 9:50 a.m. What are your thoughts on the other matchups tomorrow morning? Prime time and Impact.
So I didn't get a real good look at primetime. Um, I watched Impact play once, but I heard that primetime's sort of like a mixture of some Baez guys and then also Plan B from York. So I'm sure that they're going to be solid. I know Impact, we played against them. They always have a solid team. I'm not sure if they added some guys for the tournament or what, but I'm sure that's going to be a good matchup. And then in the losers bracket, I saw was Bail Bonds playing Sayers?
Yes. No, Bail Bonds play Wolfpack and Sayers plays Delaware Elite.
Okay. Wolf, yeah. Wolfpack can definitely beat Bail Bonds, but then again, Bail Bonds, like I said, if they execute, they're going to be a tough team to beat. Wolfpack's got a really really good squad. Um, Again, a lot of playmakers. And then I didn't get a good look at Sayers, but I wouldn't be surprised if Delaware Elite wins that one.
Yeah,
But
I could definitely see that with the way they came out playing today after they lost that game against you guys. Seems like they're a team that's not ready to go down quite yet. And that matchup of Sayers, it's going to be a good one. Looking forward to all the games tomorrow. Um, won't be there, unfortunately, but hoping to see some live coverage from anybody who's going to be there.
hmm And one thing actually didn't mention that I was very surprised to see was that Sayers beat Gangrene in the losers bracket because when I watched that Augusta Land Gangrene game, and that was a really 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 good game. It was a shootout, two really good teams. I'm not sure what Sayers did to end up beating them, but maybe Sayers brought some new guys out, and they're I don't know, but I was very surprised to see that. But um, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a solid tournament all around. Like honestly, there's so much talent across the board. It's really hard to tell what's going to happen.
Yeah, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. What's going to be an awesome day too in Blick. Um, anything else to add for tonight, Jared?
No, not really. This is my first year playing in the Blick, and I will say I love the atmosphere. It's a great tournament, and the guys that put this together, props to them. It's been a really good experience.
Yeah, and it's an example of just how much York is growing in the flag football scene and how good of a job they've been doing. The Blick tournament, always a big hit every year. And they're going to have more next month, September 12th and 13th, the Just Play tournament, I believe it's called. I may have that incorrect, but
No, that
that's
sounds
what it's
right.
going to be. Yes, that sounds correct. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah,
hmm
September 12th and 13th of next month, they'll be doing another one. Um, Looking forward to seeing how York grows over the next few months, especially when October hits and we see Clash of York 2 coming up. Your impressions of the YAFFL having played there so far, Jared?
It's a fun league. It's I like that this year they split up. There's a Hanover league, and then there's also a league up in York. I played in both this past session, and um, it's really good competition, man. I mean, Hanover's got their own thing going, York's got their own thing going, and each league's a little bit different in the way that they play and all that stuff. But I love that it's a great group of guys running it. Dietz and Yuri, they're both great commissioners for the league and everything. And just overall, it's been a great experience being a part of the league and being able to help it grow and all that stuff. So nothing but positive things to say about YFFL.
Yeah, as they are growing, and it's excellent watching them over the last year. And just to make sure it's correct, I got it right. It's the Just Win Eights tournament.
Yes, yeah,
You already
just
just
went eighth.
posted it. Yeah.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
my head, just play sounded right, but it's Just Win Eights. Let's make sure that's right. September 12th and 13th, York, Pennsylvania. But tomorrow, day 2 of Blick.
Can't wait to see what's going to happen, man. It's going to be a great day.
Well, let us know if you win it all. If we'll have you on tomorrow night, Jared.
That would be amazing. We'll see what happens.
All right, we'll see how it goes.
All right, bro. Appreciate you having me on.
Appreciate you.
All right.
All right.
Jared Kellen joining the show. And if anybody wants to chime in about anything else going on, please let me know. I would like to cover the Misfits. That's the one thing. I don't. Let me see. What was the score for the Misfits? I see that John is watching. I did get a chance to watch a little bit earlier, but I was busy working most of the day. Shout out to them, by the way, going out there in Dallas and playing in that tournament. I know day 2 of it's tomorrow. It's going to be at Cowboy Stadium. Looking forward to see how they do. Yeah, I did not get the scores, but let me see if I can find it somewhere real quick. But yeah, what a weekend. A big flag football weekend. A good time for the game. There we go. Reading with the update. Won 18-12 in the first one, lost 14-8, and tied 6-6. Damn. So 1-1-1 for the day for the Misfits. We'll see if they fare better tomorrow in day 2. Shout out to those guys for traveling down there. Bring it home, boys. Bring it home. If anybody else wants to get on, let me know. If not, we'll just wrap it up for the night and get ready for tomorrow. As we get ready for a couple games, we got some more preseason football beginning at about 9:30 when the Killer Bees take on the Browns, followed up by Ruckus and Broadaxe and Spartans and Program. Going to be a nice little day of some flag football going on over at the fairgrounds. We'll have coverage for you as we wrap up preseason and get ready for the regular season. August 29th, kicking off Marty Snook Park, 9 a.m. It's going to be lit. It's going to be legit. It's going to be live. So if anybody else has nothing to say, I'm going to hop off. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We'll be back tomorrow for more updates, and we'll see how day 2 goes up in York, New Rochelle, and Dallas. Till then, I'm Joey Blaze, and we'll see you soon.